Howdy, partner. So you want to learn how to do a brick paver overlay on your patio? Well, you're in luck. I'm going to show you today. Today, we're going to walk you through this brick paver overlay project. We're going to take you through the prep, the process of doing it, and walk you through some of the challenges we encounter along the way. Although this should be a pretty easy and pretty affordable project. If you like this how-to backyard type work, go ahead and hit that subscribe button in the bottom right. I really appreciate those subscribers. Also, likes help us out a lot on the channel. And any questions or comments you got, go ahead and put it in the comment box. So a little history on this patio. We had this patio when we purchased it, this house, there was a carpet on here. And when we removed that carpet, there was a little bit of carpet glue. So the carpet glue left the surface really, really uneven and not so nice. So we sealed it with this porch paint, and we've had to do that once or twice and clean it. And we've got another video on that, the link at the end. It's a good option, but we're ready for a change. If you do happen to hear a chainsaw during this video, the neighbors are doing a lot of tree work, so we can't wait till it's done. I apologize in advance. It's been going for hours. Okay, so the worst part about this project is getting the pavers ready. This is about half of our pavers. So we have 400 square feet here. There's, I think, 1,734 of these pavers that we had to get, and we're moving them back and forth. So we'll show you how that works. But we just ordered these thin overlay pavers from Lowe's. And these are about an inch thick, a little over an inch, and they're gonna be relatively easy to put on this surface. Now we're lucky because this surface is nice and flat. We cleaned it off. You wanna make sure your surface is kind of clean, because once you put these down, it's gonna be down for forever. We cleaned it off, and then we're gonna use these smaller pavers that are thinner. If they were thicker, they'd be a little harder to work with. And if they were larger, you really need a really good flat surface. If your surface is not as flat or has some divots or anything, you can spread a sand or a paver sand, and you can make it really thin, you know, a 1/4 inch or something. You can fill gaps with that, and that'll just give you a nice surface to work on. But if you have a nice, evenly sloped patio, you can just start with these. You don't really even have to attach them or glue them down with any sort of chemical adhesion, except for in a couple spots. So our patio is closed in on all 4 sides, and we're just going to go ahead and line them up, and we'll show you how we line them up in the pattern. And as we work our way over, we're going to have one row that's going to be cut. Also, in front of this door, we're going to have to use a strong construction adhesive to glue this row, because there's nothing it's pressing against. So this will be the only part that's glued, and the rest of it will be floating and will fit together. So that's about it. It's not a super expensive or super hard project, other than the labor of bringing back and forth. And if you had the ability to have the paver pallets drop closer to your patio, that would be great. We ordered these, we had them delivered. It was a relatively small delivery fee, and they moved the pavers to next to the house. So now we've just been trucking them back and forth, and we're gonna go ahead and get them laid out. So come on with me, see how we load them up, and then we'll start paving. Okay, so we had about 3 pallets of pavers. You wanna make sure you're mixing them in good, because each pallet's gonna be a slightly different color depending on the production run. So you go ahead and grab, you know, off each pallet. This one was the largest, so it's still it's lasting. We'll mix it in. And we found that the hand truck worked really good for this. Now you could use a wheelbarrow or a wagon or anything else, but this was an easy way to grab a bunch of pavers at a time, and you're just gonna have to do a ton of runs back and forth. So stay tuned and we will get started. All right, time to get started. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a border along the outside perimeter before we get in our actual pattern that we're gonna put in the middle. The border is really up to you. I personally like the look of it. I think it's gonna give it a nice finished custom look, but if you wanted to just go all the way to the edge of the pavers, you could. So when we do the border, you just want to stick them together along the sides. Hey, come on out, I got a little helper. All right, stick them along the sides. And you're gonna have them go like this. So we've gotten that few done, and then we're gonna go this way. Again, if you have a little pebble or something, make sure you're really smooth here. And you're gonna put these down like this. Now, important to note, we're actually going to pull these up and do them a little differently, because what happened here is if we started doing our interior pattern, we would be matching up exactly with these lines. See where that line goes to here, this line goes to here, this line goes to here. We don't want that, because that really leaves no room for imperfections. So what we've done is went ahead and cut one in half. And what we're going to do is we're going to make the first paver along the wall a half paver, a little less than a half, along with the first paver along here, a little less than a half, or a little more than a half rather. And what that's going to allow is now when we start our pattern, however we do it, you see it's not going to line up, which is going to give it a more of a border effect and going to make it look better in the long run. It's up to you on how you want to do it. We're going to go ahead and slap on some knee pads, because this is starting to be pretty hard on the knees already. Also some gloves, these will dry your hands out. And we're going to get started. As we go, we'll show you the pattern, and then we'll show you some tricks on how to cut these with some minimal tools. Well, we've made a slight change of plans. Always buy about 10% extra, so you can go ahead and fix any changes you make along the way. I want to take a look over here. We decided to go and cut this row of bricks so that we could have full bricks underneath this door here where it comes out and we notch those. That way, we need strong walls because we're not gluing them, so we make sure we have strong walls. In order to figure out where you want to measure, so let's say over here for instance, we want to put these 3 bricks in here, and then you can take a straight edge, just a piece of wood, and I use a wax pencil. Wax pencil does good. Go ahead and mark them, and then if you want, you can make an X on them. That'll come off if you want to wipe it off. That way you know what is the scrap. So we're going to take that out to the saw, and we'll talk a little about cutting. So you have a few different options to cut these. If you try to use a chisel and just break them, you're not going to have a lot of luck because they tend to break unevenly. So you need to cut them. One easy option is to get a simple angle grinder, like a 4-inch angle grinder, and get a masonry wheel, and you can cut them with that. That's probably a cheap, easy option. You could rent a saw made for cutting brick, or you can use a tile saw. This is just a little Ryobi 7-inch tile saw, but these are not that hard, so they actually cut through pretty easily. Also, if you have a miter saw, you could get a 10-inch, or whatever size miter saw you have, masonry blade. That would work as well. It'd be a little dry, a little dusty, but don't be scared. These are not that hard to cut. So I'll show you 2 cuts real quick. Make sure you have all your safety equipment on whenever you use a saw, so read the instructions. Okay, so those cuts are nice and clean. I cut them a little sideways so that you could see what we were doing, but you know, it does the job, does it really easily. I already cut a bunch. We'll go ahead and keep working on this. Stay tuned. So as I was explaining, the only place where you have to use any sort of adhesive or glue is on open edges. If you did an outside slab where you had all open edges, you need to do this all along the slab. Here we just have this door. So we're using a strong construction adhesive. This is Gorilla Glue. I'll link something like this in the description. Doesn't really matter what brand, just make sure it's something that's waterproof and meant for outdoors and all that other stuff. Get it ready, and then you want to make sure, now we already glued these first 5, so that's probably enough. But we have some extra glue, so we're going to do the entire row in front of here, and that'll really lock this in so it's as strong as being against the wall. All you're going to do is just grab the paver off, make sure they're lined up. Go ahead and give it a nice coating per the instructions, a couple of globs. And then what you want to do, be a little careful that it doesn't squeeze out the sides. You're going to put it down and push it down really firmly. And we're going to do it for this entire row, and that'll lock it in. The actual process of laying the pavers goes pretty quick. You want to make sure you stage them in a way that lets you work from your starting point backwards. And then for this one, we're going with a half basket weave, which is, if you want to come up close, it's basically 2 this way, I guess you could say vertical, and then 1 horizontal, and then 2 vertical, and then 1 horizontal. You want to make sure you have a good mix of pavers while you're doing this, and it's always good to sort of slide it in with some force for the purpose, and that way it keeps your joints nice and tight. Look for imperfections on the pavers as well as any imperfections on the floor. Now this goes pretty fast. We'll go ahead and do a little time lapse, and you'll get to see that this part of the project is pretty easy. You want to work where you have not put them down yet so you're not stepping on the pavers because you want them to compress in really well. So once all the pavers are totally laid out, you're going to move on to what is about the last step. We're almost done. And that is adding some polymeric sand. Polymeric sand, this one is from Cascascapes, but I don't know, there's different brands. this is basically a sand that has a little bit of additive in it to make it harden. So it's almost like a grout for the pavers, you could call it. So this will keep any bit of wiggle or jiggle that you're having in your pavers. It'll make them nice and sturdy and fill in those cracks. And if you had it outside, it will keep the weeds and other stuff out. But you just want to kind of spread it out like that. And then you're going to use a push broom. And I like to go in sort of a figure 8 pattern. But anyways, however you want to do it, you just want to come in from different angles on all the crevices. And take your time, do it a bunch till you fill in all the cracks. Then you're going to come off with a softer broom, so a soft bristle. And then when you're done with the soft bristle, you want to blow it out. So you're going to blow it out with a blower. Then we're going to spray it with a hose. So stay tuned. We'll get this done. We've already done half the patio. You want to work on a manageable section, and we are almost complete with this project. And the final step for the polymeric sand is just to hit it with a hose in sort of a rainfall pattern, just not a lot of pressure, something like that. And we're just going to evenly put this over the whole surface according to the instructions. And you're going to do that about 3 different times once you wet it down to try to wash off any residue off the pavers. And stay tuned and we'll show you the end product. We are all done, and this project came out really, really nice. Actually even better than we had hoped. It's got a real secure feel after putting out polymeric sand. Looks just great, and it's going to be a nice, easy update. A little bit of manpower put into this, a little bit of heavy lifting, but other than that, not that much technical expertise needed. Definitely was a good project. Definitely something I would recommend someone looking into if they're looking to redo a patio. If you appreciate this video, please again hit that like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comment box. And remember, with all these projects, if I can do it, you can too. Right, guys? All right. Thanks for watching.